And we're going to be continuing with the preparations, the inner work for Pesach and Leil Haseder. We've already explained the idea of the... Oh, we didn't.
Oh, now
what?
The 4 cups. Mizat Hashem. We missed the 4 cups last week, so we're going to be doing the 4 cups and the rest of Leil Haseder. We have a lot to go through. Be prepared. It's going to be quite a shoot.
All right.
Tov. Starting off, Shalom. So we have the 4 cups, which is the idea of the 4 cups is the shtokikut v'itlahavut l'Hashem yitbarach. The idea of the 4 cups is this longing, passion to connect to Hashem deeper and deeper. And this light is called mochin de bina. The Arizal says that during matzah was mochin de abba. Abba is chokhmah. It's nullification to Hashem, bitul to Hashem. The cups, the 4 cups, is this idea of longing and wanting and trying to connect more, which is the idea of bina, right? The power of bina is the ability to contemplate on Hashem and His unity. Lift up your eyes and see me is bina, right? See who created all of these. When a person merits to get this light of contemplation, and he recognizes the greatness of Hashem Yitbarach, then from that he's able to go into a longing and a passion with a burning desire, immense burning desire to connect to Hashem. Because when a person contemplates and understands that Hashem Yitbarach is bringing life to all of the creation, specifically that Hashem is giving you life at any given moment and giving you existence at any given moment, then you go into this longing and this burning desire to connect to the godliness and to come closer to Hashem and to be included in Him. Right? So the Bina brings you to a point that you want to come to Bitul, that you want to come to Chokhmah, that you want to be nullified to Hashem and be included in His light. From this you get this fire, this holy fire, to make hard efforts, to try really hard, as strong as you can, b'Torah, in your Torah learning, and the rest of the ideas of Avodat Hashem, the service of Hashem, from a place of pleasantness, from a place of a desire to do it. This is what you have to be contemplating on when you come to drink these cups. To contemplate in your mind, to set your heart on fire, to feel the emunah that you have in the reality of Hashem. That Hashem is bringing down everything. And He's the reality of everything. To arouse myself in love, and longing, and in passion to Hashem Yitbarach. And to acquire this for the whole entire year if Hashem wants. Everybody can have this contemplation while drinking the 4 cups. Everyone can understand while I'm drinking the 4 cups. My idea is that I want to connect to Hashem. I want to be excited about Torah. I want to be excited about mitzvot. Any ben aliyah, any child of ascent, anybody that's trying to work on themselves and trying to connect more and more, they can have this intention and this feeling. Be'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach. While you're drinking the cup, you should be able to feel this. And even after it, with the continuation of thoughts. In my thoughts, there's a burning fire. This burning fire, the holy fire to connect to Hashem. To cling to Him and to be included in Him, to nullify myself into His light. And to decide, to make a decision to serve Hashem with excitement and with hard work. This is the power of wine. The wine sets a person's heart on fire and makes it warmer, warms up the heart. So my passion, my excitement is an outcome of my contemplation. It all comes from the contemplation, from the meditation on the cups. What is the idea of itbonenut, contemplation, meditation? To understand the depth of what's going on. To understand one thing from another. To connect the dots and to understand the bigger picture. A person who contemplates the depth of the secret of the story of the Exodus of Egypt. Then you see the immense unity of Hashem Yitbarach in the world. You start to give birth to one idea from another idea and connect the dots. And you understand, just like then, so too now. Like it says, I'm Yudke Vavke, I'm Hashem, I don't change. וזה מתלהב ליבו מגודל כוח השם יתברך היום בעולם והוא חפץ לדבק בו. From contemplating on what was then, you understand that it's the same now, and from that contemplation of realizing how amazing Hashem is then, and He's never changed, and the power that was then is still now. Now, all of a sudden, from that contemplation, I have a longing and a desire and a passion to connect deeper to that reality of Hashem that still exists now. If you go into contemplate and meditate on how much love Hashem has for us, according to how it was revealed in the Exodus of Egypt, from that contemplation on how much love Hashem showed us while taking us out of Egypt, your heart should be set on fire to love to Hashem, and from that recognition, you'll realize that we are His children and He's our Father. There's special work though for every cup. There's a few different levels, there's a few different ways to contemplate. There's someone who contemplates on the root of the thing, that's chokhmah. There's someone who contemplates on the details of the thing, that's bina. There's someone who contemplates on the connection between those ideas and brought into action, and that's dat, right? It's called chabad. What's the equal side? And the same thing with the matzah, by the way. We had the 3 steps of matzah, we learned that last week. So what's the equal part in all of them? They're all contemplations that bring me to more of a connection and more of a passion to want to connect to Hashem. The first cup is Kaddish, Kiddush. Right? Kiddush on the night, to start the night. Kaddish. What's going on Kaddish? Kaddish is Chokhmah. The Kiddush, Anu, right? Like Rabbi in Bar Yochai. Nimshachta Ashrecha. Shemen, Mishchat Kodesh, this idea of oil, of holiness, of Chokhmah is all this idea of Bitul, right? So the first cup is Kadesh. There we are declaring the concentration in the root of everything. We say in Kiddush, it's Hashem that chose us from all of the nations. In remembrance of taking us out of Egypt. What's the work of the first cup? To contemplate these foundational principles and to drill them deeper into you and to understand the greatness of Hashem and the immense connection and relationship that He has with us. And from this contemplation of the relationship you have with Hashem and He has towards us, your heart will be set on fire, the holy fire towards Hashem. And the second cup, that's the cup of Magid, of the Agadah. That's already Bina. There we go into long details, the whole steps of the Agadah, all the different stories, many finer details. All the miracles of the exodus of Egypt. You have to contemplate them. And to understand that from that, from this, the greatness of Hashem and His unity. Right? From drinking the second cup, your heart will be set on fire, passion towards Hashem, to merit to live with Him truthfully, from a recognition that Hashem is the essence of all life. So too is the third cup and the fourth cup, that they are Barech and Hallel. Barech, right, Birkat Hamazon, and the Hallel that we say afterwards. That is that. What's the idea of Barech and Hallel, the third and the fourth cup, the cup of Birkat Hamazon and the cup of Hallel? The idea there is to see what I know in action. Birkat Hamazon, they come to make a blessing on the meal, after blessing on the meal. We declare there in the bracha, Hashem brings sustenance to the whole entire world. He provides for the whole entire world. Hashem in action, applied action, is not only leading the world, watching over the world, but bringing sustenance to all fine details of the world, every animal, every creature. Halel, v'nishmat, right? Halel, nishmat kol chai, hemo da'ale ma'aseh. Their thanks and recognition and gratitude in action. על כל פריטי ההנהגה הנפלאה, and all of the fine details of Hashem's wondrous leading of the world. ועל כל ההשפעה העצומה, and all of this immense shefa, this abundance that's coming down from Hashem at every given time, to all the fine details of creation at any given time in any situation. So I'm saying thank you for all of those finer details of where I see Hashem doing this. So I have, right? That is this idea of Baruch and Hallel, of Birkat HaMazon, that Hashem provides for the whole entire world, and Hallel, and say thank you for the fact that He provides for the whole entire world, and He's seen in the whole entire world. Mitoch hitbonenut hazot, from this contemplation, itlahev libo ad en ketz, your heart will be excited until there's no end. Birishvei esh shel hevet yah, with the flames of fire of the flame of Hashem. Lehodot laHashem yitbarach, to say thank you to Hashem, v'lishtokok elav, and to want to connect to Him, ve'lekirvato, and to be close to Him, v'litpalel lizkot lirot et Hashem yitbarach b'chol davar v'inyan, and to merit to see Hashem in all the ideas of life. L'ma'aseh, what's the practical application of these intentions? בשתיית הכוסות השם יתברך מכניס בנו את הכוח להתבונן במציאותו וייחודו. When we come to drink those cups, what is happening? We are downloading the ability from Hashem. Hashem is giving this ability to be able to contemplate in His reality and His unification, His unity. From that, He gives us the ability to contemplate. From that contemplation, the outcome of the contemplation is that now I really want to connect to Hashem. Every cup, though, you're coming to contemplate, you're doing a meditation from a different part. Whoever can go into the finer details of the Yitbonenut, to contemplate on Chokhmah on the first cup, and Bina on the second, and Dat on the third and fourth. It's very, very good. אבל המציאות היא שיש הרבה אנשים שאם ייכנסו לפרטי ההתבוננות של כל כוס, זה יבלבל אותם. The reality is, though, that most people, if they start to try to contemplate on every single cup and what they're meant to be doing, they're going to get confused.
And after the fourth cup will get harder.
לכן יקיים האדם בעצמו תפסת מעט, תפסת. Therefore, a person, everybody needs to know themselves. And you have the amazing saying from Chazal, from the rabbis, that if you grabbed a little bit, you grabbed something at least. Right? Have in contemplation in your heart, in your head, to the main idea. What's the main idea? To understand that Hashem, blessed be He is the power, He is nature, He is everything. There's nothing besides Him. He's the root of everything, the life of everything. From this contemplation on this reality, now your heart should be burning to connect to Hashem even more. To want to cling to Hashem and to be included in His light, blessed be He. And to serve Him with hard work, with effort, with your whole entire heart. All of this from a burning passion, a burning fire of holiness that want to connect to Hashem. So again, what is the idea of the cups? The Rizal calls it the contemplation, the mochin of Bina. Matzah is Abba, the ability to nullify myself to the reality of Hashem. The cups, the 4 cups, is the ability to contemplate on all of the ways that Hashem is running, ruling, giving life and giving existence to the world in any given time. There's 3 ways to do it. Chokhmah, Bina, Dat. Chokhmah is in Kadesh, the first cup. Bina is on the second cup of Magid, of the Agadah. There you're contemplating on all the finer details. And then you have the third one, the third cup and the fourth cup, which is Barech and Hallel. Barech and Hallel. Baruch and Hallel, that I'm able to see Hashem and know that He gives sustenance to everything, and I'm able to thank Hashem in action. Bezat Hashem, now we're going on. Urchatz and Rachza. Right? So we have these 2 washings. Technically we have 3 washings. Shalot netilot yadayim yesh lanu beLeil Haseder. We have 3 washings of the hands on Leil Haseder. Ve'hem urchatz, Rachza, u'mayim achonim. Urchatz, right? Rachza, one with a blessing, one without a blessing, and then Mayim Achorim. What is the internal idea of cleanliness, of cleaning? Lenakot et atzmenu, to clean ourselves, et hakelim shelanu, all of our vessels. Dainu lezakech et hamachshavot ve'amidot ve'aguf ve'amaasim shelanu. I want to purify my thoughts, my traits, my body, and my actions. And I want to make a decision. Sheme'ata nitnaheg b'nikiut. From now I want to act with cleanliness. I want to act cleanly. want to be a vessel that is clean and fitting to receive this great intellect that I'm downloading right now. That they are the great light and the great contemplation, the great comprehension. This is everything that Hashem is giving us on this holy light. All this mochin that I'm downloading, mochin da'aba, mochin debina. I need to clean my vessel. I need to act properly. I need to think properly. I need to feel properly, and my body as well needs to be clean. This is the order of the cleaning. The first cleaning is what's called urchatz. You're cleaning your internal vessel. The second one is rachza. You're cleaning the middle vessel. And my machonim, you're cleaning the external vessel. What's kli pnimi? What does it mean, the internal vessel? The intention is to your brain. Your brain is cleaned by the way of that first washing of the hands. The intention when you come to wash that first washing without the bracha, right, is to clean up my brain from all of the defilement and the pollution of Mitzrayim. And we have this all nowadays, right? Western society and everything that we came from, everything that we grew up in, our entire idea when we come to wash our hands, the first washing of Pesach, is to clean my brain specifically of all of the bad things I picked up of the society of the world. Exactly, a brainwash. Right? From all of the different world views that are tmeot, that are completely impure, I need to clean my brain from that. I need to think only about godliness. Until our brain, our intellect, will see everything in the world, and it will be just showing me how there's being a godly revelation by way of this thing, no matter what it is. When you will be able to see everything, what Hashem wants from you, and everything you experience in life. What's the kli emtzai? What is the middle vessel? That's the lev, the heart. Lemidot, that's your emotions, that's your traits. Tzich lechaven berachza. Rachza, when you come to make the blessing before Hamotzi, to wash your hands, right? Lechotz et hamidot, to clean our midot. To clean them, that it should be fitting for a Jew that has emunah in Hashem. Kli chitzon. What is the external vessel? The intention is my actions, my applied actions. To clean up my actions. That they will be only according to the will of Hashem. I have intention to merit, to be to be a vessel, a chariot, a vehicle for the Shekhinah, in all of my actions. Urchatz, cleaning my brain, comes after I make Kiddush. By way of a person receiving the mochin of Kaddish, that first cup of wine, the power of contemplation, and now from that contemplation, now I really want to connect to Hashem. I'm excited about connecting to Hashem. Right? This takes away all of the despair that has clinged to you. And it gives you the understanding, I have to clean up something. I have to clean. Right? That first cup gives you the ability to contemplate that there's work that needs to be done here. I have to clean up. And also the ability to want to clean up, to want to be cleaned. And by way of this, on the second washing of rachza, that is done after the second cup of magid. After we get the second understanding of the finer details, the second cup of bina, then I'm able to contemplate and I'm able to understand that I have to wash my emotions. I have to clean up the way I act, meaning internally, how I feel about people, the thoughts that are going through. And the third cleaning up, the third washing is, you're cleaning your actions, your applied actions, your real life actions. It's done by way of the two last cups. With the power of the matzot, and the karpas and the maror, the bitter herbs and everything. This is the hardest cleaning. כי שם אחיזה של היצר הרע מאוד חזקה. The Yetzer Hara has a strong hold on our actions, right? I heard something amazing this morning, that the Yetzer Hara has no power to stop our prayers from going up. None at all. He just stops us from praying. He has a hold on our actions. He can't hold our contemplation and the belief that we know that Emunah, that Hashem is listening to everything. That the Yetzer Hara can't stop that. He just stops you from going to pray. And there's no prayer, right? So the same thing here, cleaning up the external actions is the hardest part. So that's why it has to come with the 2 cups, with the karpas, with the matzot, with the maror. This is also the reason that's why is Ma'amar Chonim not part of the Seder? Ma'amar Chonim is not written in the 15 steps of the Seder. It's done in like swallowed up into this whole idea. It's like included in Ma'amar Chonim. In Ma'amar Chonim, there's this hint here that you're cleaning up your actions. What's the reason? So that we don't start to poke the bear. We don't start to mess with the external side of life. You're not meant to show that you really want to change your actions. If you go and you tell the whole world, I'm trying to change my actions, God forbid, the Yetzer Hara is going to come now, he's going to try to mess with you. It's specifically in our actions that we have this suspicion. There's the most ability for the Yetzer Hara to try to mess with us there. So there we have this this fear to not talk too much about how I'm trying to change my actions. Chaim.
Blessing in secret.
Biduk. Karpas. We're up to Karpas. Karpas. Moral etikun shibud Mitzrayim. Karpas is the whole idea of Karpas is about the fact that we were slaves in Egypt. Avodat parech. Karpas parech. Right? What is avodat parech? All the work that they used to make the Jews do in Egypt, the slave masters used to force the Jews to do these, like, build a building and it's going to get destroyed at 9. Build a building, it's like, it just messes with your head. The physical work is not even so much the problem, it's the mental. They would give the women the men's jobs and the men the women's jobs. It messes with the head, even if it's not hard, right? So this avodat parech. V'noda she'otiyot karpas hem parech samech. What's karpas? Parech and then samech, the letter samech. Dainu, shishim ribo shibdu beparech. 600,000 were put into slavery. Karpas. Parech, samech. What's samech? 600,000. What was done to them? They were given avodat parech. They were given hard work. That didn't make sense. What is the internal aspect of being a slave in Egypt? The klipa, the husks, force a person that you don't feel the reality of Hashem. This specifically happens even more so in times of hardship, times of small-mindedness, constriction of the mind. When a person doesn't feel the reality of Hashem. He has no desire to learn and to serve Hashem and doesn't want to pray, doesn't want to do any of these things. It's a stage of katnut. A person could be in that for years, right? But that's when you get this test. Then specifically, the klipot come and they try to get you to be mistaken and fooled into thinking as if there's something real about this world. There's something in this world for real. Something in our lust. And in our ishtadlut, as if our ishtadlut is really worth anything. We're commanded to do it, but it doesn't mean it's actually it has an effect. Our ishtadlut doesn't have an effect. And the actions of people don't have effects. It's all Hashem. If a person goes after these thoughts of that this world matters and this world has importance and this world there's really people that are after me and there's really power in the whiskey makes me feel good and the steak was really good. A person goes into this. He's going into avodat parech. You're going into the work of Egypt. You're the one making yourself a slave to hard work. You're chasing after lust at all times. You're running after money, to try to look good in the eyes of other people, all these different ideas. By way of them, you start to fall to pride when you're successful. And then afterwards, when you start to fail, you're going to start to go into depression and into despair. Therefore, specifically now, when we come to eat the karpas, we already drank the first cup. We already got the recognition of the truth of Hashem. We already aroused our passion to connect and our excitement to connect to Hashem. כבר אפשר לנו לנצח את הקליפות האלו. Now we can overcome these קליפות. ולצאת מהעבודת הפרך הזו. Now we can get out of the hold of this world of chasing after lust, of chasing after honor, and all these things. והדרך לנצחם היא, what's the way to conquer them? כשהשם מגיעות הקליפות, when the קליפות starts to arrive, when the husk comes to you, גורמות לאדם שלא להרגיש את השם יתברך, it comes and it causes a person to not feel השם. ואז הוא מרגיש משיכה לעניינים נמוכים. Then you start to feel pulled to low things, to the drugs, to the escapes. You start to get pulled down to the lower sides because you don't feel השם. וגם אין לו חשק להתפלל וללמוד ולעשות את עבודתו. You have no desire to pray and to learn and to do all the things you have to do in service of השם. אזי כדי לנצח, then, in order to be successful and victorious, ייכנס האדם לעבודה בהתלהבות. You have to start working from excitement. You have to arouse excitement בדרך של קבלת עול. I'm excited to take upon myself the mitzvot. I don't want to do this right now. I don't want to go pray right now. I'm going to go do it. I don't feel like doing this right now. I'm going to do it with excitement and passion. דהיינו לעשות את מעשה עבודת השם מתוך קבלת עול. I'm going to go do this action, forcing myself to do it. I'm just taking upon myself the yoke of Hashem. Meaning I'm making a decision לחייב את עצמו לעשותם. I'm obligating myself to do them. בלי להסתכל על החשק והרצון, without looking at whether I want to and if I feel like doing it or not. מתוך הבנה, from a contemplation and understanding, שרק אם יתגבר ויתאמץ עכשיו, only if I push now and I try to make the effort, כפי כוחי, according to my ability, אוכל לעלות ולהתקדם בהמשך. The only way I can go make progress in the future is if right now, according to what I can, I push even more a little bit. והרי כבר הרגשתי את האמת. I already felt the truth. ואני כבר יודע את הטעם הטוב שבה. I already know the good taste of the truth. אז עתה התאמץ, so now I'm going to make an extra effort. ובזכות זה יפתח לי, יפתח לי. And by way of this, בעזרת השם, it will be opened up for me. אומנם לא לעשה זאת ביובש. Don't do this dryly though. אלא בצורה של התלהבות חיצונית, with external excitement, external passion. Move your body physically, because you don't feel like doing it. You're on such a low level, you have to move the body. Externally get the body moving, dance, clap your hands, whatever it is, to get your goof ready. כגון ללמוד עם תנועות חזקות בגוף וכל רם, learn with moving your body and with a louder voice, right? והתלהבות זאת, and this passion, this excitement that you're arousing, היא בגדר של חיצונות המעוררת את הפנימיות. It's this classification of the external that arouses the internal. ועל ידם במשך הזמן יתעורר ליבו להרגיש את השם יתברך. And with the time, if you keep doing this, your heart will start to arouse, to feel השם. כי הנה בזמן הניסיון האדם לא מרגיש כלום. In the time of the test, the person doesn't feel anything, you're numb. ולכן צריך להשתמש באמונה שכך הדבר, אף שאיני מרגיש. So I have to use my אמונה. No, the fact is Hashem's with me right now, even if I don't feel it. That is a fact. That is, the reality is Hashem's here. Right? I know that. So I have to use my אמונה to get me to feeling. ומכוח האמונה והידיעה שכך צריך לעשות, from the knowledge and the אמונה that this is what I have to do, יתאמץ לפעול למעשה. You'll now have extra power to actually do the action. בדרך של התלהבות והשתוקקות חיצונית, with an excitement and a passion that is completely external, because you don't feel it internally. So what do you do when you don't feel it internally? You arouse external passion, external excitement. ובזה לא ייפול לעבודת הפרך. By way of this, you won't fall down when you don't feel like doing things. You won't fall down to the lust. You won't fall down to the slave mentality and the slave work. Because if you really stay strong and you hold on, even if you don't feel it, and you stand strong, tenacious with your emunah, afterwards, if you try to push through, Hashem will give you the excitement in your heart. Hashem will arouse your heart for you. You will feel Hashem, the reality of Hashem. This is the intention when we come to eat the karpas, the bitter herbs. Shu yerek pashut. It's a simple vegetable. You don't feel anything special by eating lettuce.
Roman lettuce.
Right? Argashat elokut. You don't feel this godliness by eating it. This is a hint to the signs of katnut, the times of hardship, where you don't feel excitement for Avodat Hashem. And you don't feel anything. And we dip it in salt water. It gives it an external flavor. Right? Dipping a bland piece of lettuce inside salt water gives us an external flavor. ויחליט בזה, make a decision when you do this, להתגבר על חוסר הרגשה על ידי החלטה חזקה לקבל עול בעקשנות בזמן הקושי. By way of making a decision that I'm going to take upon myself the yoke, and I'm going to get myself excited physically, even though I don't feel it internally on these hard times, I'm going to להתגבר על הבלבולים בעוז ותעצומות עם פעולות חיצוניות. I'm going to get over all of the internal mess I have in my head and the confusion by way of external actions. ויכוון ויחשוב ויקבל על עצמו. Intend and think and take upon yourself. שישתדל בכוחי, I'll try with my hardest. אם ירצה השם, if Hashem wants, לא ליפול לעבודת הפרך של היצר. I'm not going to go down to the slave ship of the יצר הרע. אלא להחזיק באמונה. I'm going to stay strong with my אמונה. And to deal and act with Hashem in the sense of I'm taking upon the mitzvot whether I want to do it or not. It's a yoke on my neck. I have to do this. I know this is what I have to do. Whether I feel it or not, I'm going to do it. Vitlavut, but with excitement and with passion. Afilu vitlavut chitzonit, even if it's just an external excitement. ובזה יצליח בעזרת השם לדחות את הטעות, את טעות הקליפות, למתק את עבודת הפרך. By way of this, if you're בעזרת השם, you manage to do this right, you'll be able to sweeten up and to break and to push away all of the klipot and to sweeten up all of the slave ship that we have to go through, meaning falling to our lust and falling to this world. על ידי שיחליט בכוח אמונה שאפילו אם אינני מרגיש כלום, יתגבר ועבוד בכל הכוח. Even if I don't feel it, I'm making a decision that I'm going to work as hard as I can, ואטביל את הקושי במלח, and I'm going to dip my hardship in salt. בטעם חיצוני, in external taste. Salt doesn't have anything of itself. It just, right? It just brings out a little bit, it enhances the flavor a little bit. It's not really, it's an external thing. It's not the food itself. Same thing, when I don't feel it, I'm going to dip myself, my avodat Hashem, in a little bit of salt water. I'm going to arouse some external passion so that I can come to it internally. Then we get to yachatz, the breaking of the matzah. In yachatz, we break the second matzah. מחזירים את החלק הקטן להכרה. We return the smaller piece. Right? You break it in a dalet and a yud, which is hay. Right? Hay is the whole entire world. Right? So you break it and you take the yud, the smaller piece, and you put it back inside the bowl. לחברו עם המצה העליונה, to connect it with the highest matzah, the first matzah, ואת החלק הגדול מטמינים לאפיקומן. The bigger part we take and we put it for the afikoman. בפנימיות העניין, what's the internal idea of יח"צ? שהמצה השנייה, the second matzah, which is bina, מרמזת על כוח פעולת הנברא ביגיעה והתלהבות. It's a hint to the ability of the creation, right? To work hard and with longing and with a passion and to try to connect. אומנם כשאדם פועל ומתייגע, but when a person works hard and he tries and he puts in effort, יש חשש שחס ושלום הוא ייפול לישות. There's a fear, there's a suspicion. Maybe that person is working hard so much and doing so much effort, he's going to fall into ego. לחשוב שיש לאדם מציאות וכוח עצמי, he's going to think, oh, I'm the one doing the work, I'm the one doing everything. לכן צריך לשבור את המצה הזאת, therefore you have to break this matzah. The second matzah of bina, you have to break it. ולקחת את החלק הקטן, take the smaller piece, דווקא, and connect it to the first matzah. What's the first matzah? Chokhmah, nullification, bitul. It shows the reality of Hashem is everything. The first matzah shows me that Hashem is everything. The second matzah is me trying to do things, me trying to work. Break that, take the smaller part, and connect it to the upper part. Nullify it into the light of Hashem. It's teaching us, yachatz, that we have to look at the actions of the creations and think that it's not so important. It's a small part of the world. It's not such a big deal. And even this small part of the actions of the creations, I have to connect back to the reality of Hashem. And to recognize that all of the reality of the creations is only from the reality in the light of the Creator that is giving existence to anything at any given time. To understand and to drill deeper into my heart and contemplating while I'm breaking the matzah, that the whole entire work of the creation is only by way of the power of the Creator, and it is only in order to reveal Him in the world. And to connect the bina with chokhmah, and to feel that the whole entire reality of the creation ששורש גילויו הוא בבינה, that where is all of the revelations rooted in? They're all rooted in bina. It's only by way of a connection to the Creator. That is revealed by way of chokhmah. The only way that the bina has any existence is by way of a connection to chokhmah. Then we get to Magid, we get to the Agadah. L'chaim, guys, drink up the chametz. Then we get to Magid. In Magid, anu mikayimim mitzvat sipur yetziat mitzrayim. In Magid, we tell over the story of the Exodus of Egypt, which is the main essence of the night. This holy night, the main part is Magid. V'sipur hakadosh hazeh, this holy story, hu shoresh lekol hamochin shanu mekablim b'layla hazeh. It's the root of all of the mochin, all of the intellect that we're receiving on this night. Ki ha'emunah she'itgalta b'yetziat mitzrayim, the emunah that was revealed in the Exodus of Egypt, he shoresh le'emunah v'hakara b'Hashem yitbarach shel kol hadorot. Our power of emunah, our ability to believe in Hashem, it all comes rooted from Yetziat Mitzrayim, from the Exodus of Egypt. ולכן כתבו בספרים הקדושים שלפי הכוחות שהאדם השקיע במגיד. Therefore it's written in the holy books that according to how much a person invests in Magid, in the Haggadah part, כך הוא יזכה לשפע המוחין במצה ובכוסות. So too will be how much mochin you actually manage to download with the matzah and the cups. How much chokhmah you bring down, how much bina you come down, is how much you invest in telling over the stories. How much time you put into the Haggadah. כי המגיד הוא שורש להשפעה שתבוא אחר כך. The Magid is the roots for all of the download, all of the shefa that's going to be coming down later. The Rashash calls the idea of the Magid kissing. It's kissing. When we start to tell the story of the Exodus, we're so to say kissing mouth to mouth with Hashem. Kissing, a real kiss. When we start to tell over the story. By way of this, we're expressing with our mouth, with the speech of our mouth, what we're thinking. And Hashem's greatness and His love, and with our gratitude and recognition for all the good that He's done to us. Therefore it's important to say Magid with power and with excitement, with power, with a desire to say it. A dry kiss, no one wants that. No one wants a dry kiss. So when you're coming to kiss Hashem, even more so, do it with power, do it with excitement. We should be expressing how much we love and appreciate Hashem with happiness, with joy, with excitement. The Magid is not just read through the Zohar, Rabbi Akiva. No. You're kissing Hashem. Make it count. Make it count. Do it with happiness. Right? And then we get to Maror. In Maror, Maror is this remembrance of all of the hardship of the servitude and the slavery that our fathers had in Egypt. It wasn't just for our forefathers. We also have this hardship. We're also slaves. What is the internal part of all the slavery that they went through? It's the bitterness of the klipot, the bitterness of the husks. That they ruled over them. The force of the slavery caused them to think maybe there's something here in Egypt. Maybe, there's something here to all of this immense physicality that there is. Because our forefathers thought this way, the only reason that we could become physical slaves is because the Jews started to think that there was some kind of physical benefit of being in Egypt. Once they thought that it was good for them to be in Egypt, then it's nothing for that nation to make you a physical slave as well. If you already believe in all of their societal rules and their societal norms. If you're already given up mentally, and you think that there's something good about it, then what is it to turn you into a physical slave? These klipot are trying to rule over us, God forbid. That will be mistaken to think that there's something in the physicality, something in nature. And on all of the pleasure in this world and the externalities. And if we listen to them, if we listen to the klipot, take all of the pleasure and all of the benefit that we have in this world, in the end it's going to start to become bitter to you. Too much pleasure, right? Too much ice cream, you're never going to want ice cream, like they always say. Right? It's the same thing. If you're chasing after klipot all the time, it becomes bitter to you. Right? All the different types of bitterness we have in this world, the bitterness of lust, the bitterness of sins, the bitterness of hardships. All of the bitterness in life comes from one mistake. Going after lust, going after the klipa, going after the husk, going after the cover, going after this world instead of Hashem. How do we sweeten this up? By way of chewing a lot the bitter herbs. Grind it up very fine in your mouth. So that you feel the bitterness coming out. By way of feeling the bitterness, it starts to get sweetened up. You have to feel the bitter physicality of the maror, of the bitter herbs. To have intention to understand what is this bitterness that I'm feeling right now when I'm chewing the bitter herbs, the maror, more and more chewing it to get all of that bitterness out. What do I feel as soon as I have that nasty taste in my mouth? This is the internal, what I'm tasting right now is the internal reality of all of the klipot. The evilness of sin, the evilness of lust, of desire, of pride. My way of feeling this bitterness, now by way of feeling and tasting that disgustingness, that disgusting bitter taste in your mouth, the lust and all of the pride of this world should become disgusting to you. It should start to become revolting. Because you're starting to see, you're experiencing right now how bitter the world really is. Like everybody knows. Everyone knows if you start to do something that's against the will of Hashem, everyone knows in the end it's a bad feeling. By way of this, take upon yourself in your heart to run away and to escape from all sins and from all lusts. By way of this, you start to sweeten up all the times you fell in the past. Anytime you fell in the past to the klipa, by way of being disgusted by the klipa, you start to sweeten that up. It's because you felt and you fell down and you felt how bad it was to be so lowly, how bad it was to chase after the merirut of this world, the bitterness of this world. The fact that you experienced that is the exact thing that's allowing you now to get up and to overcome all of those lusts. You already experienced, you've made the decision how bad it is. You know how bad it sucks to be, how disgusting it is to chew that bitter herb in your mouth for that much, that you feel it on your tongue, right? So then you have maror charoset. Maror charoset is maror inyan nosaf. There's another idea here in the bitter herbs, and that's more finer detail. And it's sweetened up by way of the charoset, the sweet mix that they make. Right? It's the sweetening of the judgments of Leah. When a Jew merits to work hard in the service of Hashem, then the Yetzer Hara comes to try to give him the feeling. He tries to give you the feeling you're the one that did, you're the one that made the actions, you're the one that made it happen. By way of this, you start to get prideful and you start to get ego. If a person, God forbid, falls into this, it will cause a person, if he's always thinking about himself, in the end, it will cause the person to get broken and to have despair. When you see that you're not successful, from way of seeing that you're not successful and you're not anything and you're not that, but you're still holding on to the thing that the idea that you are, then you start to go into hardships. Then you start to go into depression. Then a person starts to go into bitterness. And all of this is hinted to by the maror, the bitter herbs. But to get out of this, the bitterness, you have to sweeten up your work. Even though a person has to try hard in their avodat Hashem, you have to try to keep halacha and to do the things you're commanded to do. The most highest truth is Hashem's the only one doing anything. When a person remembers this, You're not going to fall to ego. All of your success is only from Hashem's power. It's not from your power at all. From this, you won't fall down to depression, you won't fall down to despair. When you're not successful like you hoped you would be, like you expected to be. You're going to live with bitul, with nullification to Hashem. Hashem is doing everything. Not only is He the only one that's doing anything, He's doing it all for good. You will constantly be happy no matter what with your portion and how close you are to your God. How do we get to this level? How do we sweeten up to this level? By way of the charoset. כי אותיות חס מחרוסת הם גימטריה של השם הקדוש אקיה הוויה אקיה. חס, right? 68, charoset, you take the has, the chet and the samech, you get 68. Right? 68 is gematria chaim, right? But it's also the gematria of ekie, havaya, ekie. והנה שם הוויה מורה שהכל רק ממנו יתברך. The name of Havaya, the name of Yukevavke, shows that everything is just from Hashem Yitbarach. That He is the one giving existence, and He's the one doing anything, and He's only the true reality. And in correspondence to this, on the other side, Shem Ekiyeh, the name of Ekiyeh, I will be, Moreh Shehu Yitbarach Nimtza Imanu, it shows that Hashem is with us, V'yeh Imanu Tamid, and He will always be with us, to help us in all of our things that we need, and to give us success in everything. בשם זה רמוז שהשם יתברך אומר לכל יהודי אני אהיה איתך תמיד. In this name it's hinted that Hashem is saying to you, I'm going to be with you always. וזה נותן חשק והשתוקקות לעבוד בכל הכוח. This gives you the power to work hard and to want to be successful and to want to do it right. Because Hashem said, hey, I'm with you. והשמות האלו רמוזים בחרוסת. These names are hinted to in חרוסת. ומתקים את המרור, and they sweeten up the bitter herbs. כי כשאדם חי, when a person is living, right? And you feel what these names are showing you, that one, everything's from Hashem, but He's also with you. All of a sudden, when you start to connect to this reality of I'm with you, everything's from Hashem, I'm with you, when you start to connect to that, then all of the bitterness of pride and of ego, it all falls away. These names show the proper way a Jew needs to serve his Creator. It has to come from a place of I have a desire and I want to do the right thing, which is ekye, but without any pride, without any ego, but with bitul and a knowledge that Hashem is the only one that's doing anything, which is yud kevavke. כך שעל ידי הכוונות שמות הקדוש האלו וההתבדקות בהם שהם מורים ונמתק העמל והגיע בעבודת השם יתברך נעשה בצורה נכונה. By way of contemplating these names when you're coming to eat the charoset with the maror, then you will have this sweetening of everything and you'll start to serve Hashem in the proper way, knowing that I have to try hard. But why? Just because Hashem's with me and I'm His messenger and everything He's really doing, but He told me to try to put in some effort. So that effort I'm going to put the most in, not because it's about me, not because it's up to me, not because of my success and my power, but because no, Hashem's literally here with me, and if I'm Hashem's messenger, I want to be the best I can be. Then we get to Shulchan Aruch, sorry, in the light of the Yosef Karo is still on. Shulchan Aruch, ma'alato atzuma me'od. The power of Shulchan Aruch, the meal, is very, very, very powerful. V'hu seudat hashchina, is the meal of the Shechina. You're now able to feel sanctity, holiness when you come to eat. The eating of Pesach is a light that comes from the highest point all the way down to this world. You're able to feel the godly light that is concealed inside the physicality. Even in this physical world, even in the eating and the drinking, we are able to merit to see the light of unification clearly. With a clear recognition, a clear feeling, and a decision that there is nothing, no true reality besides Hashem. This meal, the Jew starts to download and feel and gets the power and light brought into him, that even in the physicality of this world, there is godly light. because everything is from Hashem. Nothing in this world is real and has its own reality. They're just different vessels for godly revelation of light. Therefore, this meal is the Holy of Holies. It's important to go along with this meal and to take your time. By way of the sanctity of the eating of this meal, you can sanctify all of your eating by way of the holiness of this meal. Also to acquire the sanctity of eating to the whole entire year that's coming up, that we all merit to see the godly light inside all of our food and to connect all of our pleasure and our benefit to the source. Right? I understand that anything experienced is only from Hashem, because Hashem is the only good, Hashem is the only true reality. Then we get the tzafun. Tzafun, afikoman. Afikoman hu notorikon afikuman. Afikoman is two words. It's a connection of two. Afikuman. Afiku, what is afiku? Like the word we have nafka mina, nafka, to go out. Etziu, hotziu, to take out. Afikoman. What's afiko? Afiku is to take out. Hotziu, man. What's man? Hu ishtokekut liitchaber l'Hashem yitbarach. Man, Maim nukvin, right, the feminine waters, is our desire and our passion to connect towards Hashem. And anything that we go through in life, any situation, any time, anything in life, I have to reveal my passion to connect, my desire to want to connect. Anything that happens to a person, reveal my closeness and my passion to connect to Hashem. What is Hashem? Where is the passion of Hashem that's being revealed in this moment right now? Hashem's always with me. So where is my side of me wanting to connect to Hashem here? How do I feel that now? This is the secret of Afikoman. This is the secret of the matzah. By way of the matzah, we recognize that Hashem is everything. Hashem is our Father. He loves us. He's always with us. Like Hazal said, a baby does not know how to call his father Abba. Hazal says this in the Gemara. A baby doesn't know how to say Abba until he eats from grains. Until a baby tastes grains, he won't say Abba. בפרט באפיקומן שמפורש בו שעניינו שלא ישנו התינוקות. Right? Specifically in Afikoman, that the whole entire idea is that the baby shouldn't go to sleep. The whole entire idea is that the baby shouldn't go to sleep. Dainu, meaning, we'll have a clear recognition of Hashem, even when it's hardships, even when we're being constricted, even when we're confused. We'll recognize clearly Hashem's reality that He's with us. Like a baby that doesn't know how to make a baby doesn't understand why his father is his father. But he knows it's his father. With clear reality, that's my dad. Don't know that it's much till later that kids find out how they were made, right? It might be in their teens, right? But they know that their father is, and they don't have a question on it. By way of this, we unify everything with Hashem. Because Hashem is always with us. And we'll reveal that in any situation, that no matter what's going on, that's also the will of Hashem. And that's also bringing us closer to Hashem. And no matter what, Hashem is with us. Because He's all of reality. This is mainly needed when we're in katnut, where we're like a child, when we have a constricted mind. The Afikoman teaches us, don't get taken back, don't get startled by any constriction, by any loss of reality. Nothing in this world should take you back, nothing in this world should set you off your track. They test the person in all different types of constriction. You need to not be taken back by any constrictions, by any concealment. Always you should be trying to connect to Hashem. I don't feel it, I want to connect. I don't see it, I want to connect. I want it. I always want it. I always want Hashem, no matter what's going on. By way of this, we make the big unification of the afikoman. Ki ikar hakol hu le'agia ledveikut b'shechina hakadosha. The main thing is to get to dveikut in Hashem. The main thing is to cling to Hashem. Bo'ofen shel yichud amiti, in a way of a full unification, a true unification. To feel Hashem with us in any moment, in any time. And specifically from the katnus, specifically from the hardships. When you stand strong and you get through the test, and you remember that Hashem's with you at any moment. By way of this, you're revealing Hashem in the world more and more, in the highest level possible, actually. And you're able to get to a point of unification, connection that is the highest level, the most internal level with Hashem. And this is the secret, hidden yichud, unification that you have in Afikoman. The idea is ta'anug be'etzem elokut, taking immense pleasure just in the fact that there's godliness, just in the fact that I'm a spark from Hashem from up above. Meaning, I have pleasure to feel that Hashem's with me. Any situation, any level, Hashem's with me. Even when I'm in a constricted mindset, when I don't have the intellect to feel it. I am, no matter what I feel, no matter what my perception is, the reality of my being is that I'm connected to Hashem. That's where I need to try to take pleasure in. Leil Pesach b'afikoman mitgala hadavar b'elem. Right? In this, in Leil Haseder, in Leil Pesach, the afikoman is revealed in a hidden way. שהוא שורש לגילוי הגדול של יום השבועות שבו אתה הורית לדעת כי ההוויה הוא אלוקים. It's the root, the afikoman is the root of Shavuot. When in Shavuot we're given the Torah, and we say this when you open the ark, אתה הורית לדעת כי ההוויה הוא אלוקים. You taught us and showed us to know, to ladat, to know that Havaya, that Yud Kei Vav Kei, Hu Elokim. Right? Hashem is everything I'm experiencing. Hashem is everything in this world. Uvo mitgale soda keter. And there you have the revelation of the highest point of keter. Shu soda hashra elokit is the secret of godly inspiration. Uvo zochim litnaneg al Hashem. And there you merit to take immense pleasure on Hashem. V'ina afikoman hu keneged korban Pesach. The afikoman is in correspondence to korban Pesach. Shehaya rosho al kara'av v'al kirbo. His head al kara'av v'al kirbo, right? Ushehu meromez al ubar, right? The korban, right? The head and the thing is like all tied, like his head rosho al kara'av v'al kirbo. It's like all
down together.
Yeah, like the head's down, everything, right? Why? It's like a baby. It's like a fetus in the stomach. The baby is like right in the fetal position, like they call it that. Even in the smallest level of constriction, the smallest level of constricted mindset, when I'm just like an ibor, just like a fetus, just like an embryo, I'm going to feel Hashem clinging to Him at the core, like on Yom Kippur, without any relations, without any pleasure. That's adabah, even more so. From the hardships, you'll have a bigger revelation of Hashem, in the light of Hashem, the reality of Hashem. Just like like a baby, they say babies are able to see from one, embryos, fetuses are able to see from one side of the world to the other. We'll be able to feel that Hashem is always here, Hashem is always with us. Even when I don't feel it revealed. Right? Hashem will never leave us. Hashem is never going. He is reality. Sometimes He's concealed. Sometimes He's hidden. This idea and its completion is the secret of Yichud. This is the secret of Yichud. Chaim. Then from within the hardship, Hashem's reality is going to be revealed to us more. Right? So the Geulah, this is the secret of redemption. Recognition that constantly in any situation, no matter what, all we have is Hashem. There's nothing besides Hashem at all. This is why we hide the afikoman. Why do we hide the afikoman? This is tzafun. Tzafun is hidden. Sometimes Hashem conceals the fact that He's ruling the world. And the Jew doesn't feel Hashem. ונראה שהכל מתנהל בטבע. It seems, it appears as if everything's happening by way of nature. והילדים מחפשים אותו, and the children search after it. דהיינו, meaning, נשמות ישראל מחפשים גילוי אלוקות. The children is a hint to the souls of Israel. What are they seeking? Godly revelation. עד שהוא מתגלה בסוד אפיקומן. Until it's revealed in the secret of אפיקומן, מתגלה שגם במצב ההסתרה הוא נמצא. And it's revealed that even in the situation of concealment, Hashem is still there. כי אין עוד מלבדו, because there's nothing besides him. Then we get to Hallel. עתה שזכינו למוחין עצומים כאלו, now that we got such a high level of intellect, godly comprehension. ונפתחה לפנינו האמונה הבהירה. It's open in front of us, clear אמונה. Until we're able to see with our eyes that there's אין עוד מלבדו יתברך, מיד אנו פותחים באמירת הלל. Straight away we open up saying Hallel, praise to Hashem. כי השבח להשם יתברך נובע מהכרה בגדולתו. Why do we praise Hashem? It comes from a recognition, it's rooted in a recognition of Hashem's greatness. לכן בכל זמן שנפתח בפני האדם פתח, therefore anytime there's an opening in front of a person, הוא זוכה להשיג עוד מדרגה בהכרת אלוקותו יתברך, and you merit to get another higher level of recognition of godliness and more comprehension of godliness, מיד הוא אומר הלל והודאה. Straight away you say Hallel, you say praise to Hashem and you say thanks. ולכן אומרים הלל על הניסים. Then we say Hallel על הניסים, כי נס, right, on miracles we say Hallel, כי נס גורם ליהודי להכיר בהשגחתו ובייחודו יתברך. What does a miracle cause a Jew to do? Recognize Hashem's ashgacha, Hashem's ruling over you, and His unity. וכן בימי מועד אומרים הלל, on the days of the holidays we say Hallel, כי בהם נשפע אור לנשמות ישראל. On a holiday, what is happening? There's a download of light onto the souls of Israel. להכיר ביתר שאת, באמת, to recognize in the truest way possible what's going on. אומנם בכל הימים טובים, and all of the holidays, אנו אומרים הלל רק ביום ולא בלילה. All of the holidays we only say Hallel during the day, not at night time. כי בליל יום טוב עדיין השגה לא שלמה. On the night of Yom Tov, all we had was Arvit. We don't have the full entire download of the holiday. We just have the beginning of it, just Arvit. So we don't say at nighttime Hallel. We haven't finished the download yet. כי בכל יום טוב המוחים נכנסים מעט מעט. Every holiday, the light comes in a little bit, a little bit. בלילה עדיין אין לנו את השלמות ההשגה. In nighttime we still don't have the full download. אלא רק את תחילתה. We only have the beginning of it. שזה בחינת מה שאנו משתוקקים להשגה שתהיה בבוקר. Right? It's the aspect that I'm expecting, I want, I'm longing. Usually at nighttime, on Shabbat as well, the same thing. We sing more, and it's at nighttime on Shabbat is more of a fiery energy. Why? Because the light of Bina. I want more to connect. It's Shabbat. I just came from 6 days of the week, and you wake up in the morning. B2. I wake up, I go pray. It's more calm, more relaxed, right? This is the different energies. אבל בליל הסדר, but on the night of Seder, tomorrow night, Hashem יתברך משפיע עלינו את כל האורות בשלמות. Tomorrow night, without waiting for the day of Pesach, Hashem is giving us all of the lights, completely. At nighttime, we already have full recognition of what's going on. Therefore, we say the full entire Hallel already from nighttime. This is the intention that you have to have when you're saying Hallel and Nishmat Kolcha and all these different things. Not only on all of the good that Hashem has given to us and He's blessed us with, יש להודות ולהלל בעיקר על הזכות הזאת. We mainly have to say thank you just on the merit שהשם יתברך נתן לנו את הכוח להכיר בו בשלמות והשגה. Just the fact that He just gave us an immense download that we're able to recognize Hashem even more on such a high level. For that is already enough to say thank you, besides all of the years and years of blessings that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us every single day. Then we get to Nirtzah. We're nearly done, guys. Nirtzah hu tachlit hashlemut shel kol avodat halayla. Nirtzah, we get to the end, it's the shlemut, it's the completion of everything that's going on. There, our intention is to connect to Hashem in the deepest connection that I can. Also, Hashem is connecting to us, and He's being revealed to us in the end-all, be-all of revelations. All of the intellect that we received, and all of the light that Hashem illuminated by way of us. It all prepared us for this stage of the Leil Haseder, which is called Nirtzah. There you have this unification in action. Ayichud inyanahu. What is the idea of the Yichud? Akara burah she'en od milvado yitbarach. The recognition, the clear recognition that there's nothing besides Hashem, blessed be He. וכל זה רק הוא. Everything is only Hashem. וכל הבריאה וכל הנמצאים אינם נפרדים. All of the creations, everything that I see, they're not separate from Hashem. אלא הם אחד איתו, they're one with him. והם מחוברים מעצם מהותם לאור הבורא. From their core, they're connected to the light of the Creator. ואין כלום חוץ ממנו, there's nothing besides him. כי הכל זהו, because everything is Hashem. והעבודה בזמן הייחוד היא, what is the work in the time of the ייחוד, in the time of the unification? למסור את עצמנו אל השם יתברך, to pass ourselves up, to give ourselves over to השם יתברך, להתבטל לפניו לגמרי, to nullify ourselves in front of him completely, להתקלל בו בדבקות גמורה, to be included in him with full dvekut, with full clinging to Hashem. כשאנו נכללים בו, and when we're included into Hashem, nullified into the light of Hashem, אזי הוא משרה עלינו את האורו בהשראה עצומה. Then Hashem starts to download the light. Then he starts to dwell upon us. When you nullify, the more you nullify to Hashem, the more he dwells in you. שנרגיש אותו בתכלית ההשגה, we'll feel him in the heart, in the highest way possible, כי הוא לבדו הוא. יפה, huh? Because he, by himself, you can't even translate it. Because he, levadohu, because he alone is he. Like, he is, that's all there is Hashem. This is the intention that we should have. Lidbonen, to contemplate and feel how everything is godliness. All of the lower reality is nullified in Hashem's light completely. The creations have no independence. They're vessels and pipelines for the dwelling and the revelation of a God's blessed light. Hashem's blessed be. Go longer and longer in this feeling until it's drilled very well into your heart and your heart will be overcome with this feeling of recognition of Hashem's unity and Hashem's reality. This is the end all be all. This is the purpose of everything. To illuminate the light of the unification in the lower creations. To show in everything I'm going through in life the hand of Hashem. To show how everything is just really truly the light of Hashem. Blessed be. Nirtza, this last stage of the Seder, is also the time to pray and to ask and to request, to beg Hashem that He'll bring us closer to Him, that we'll merit to come closer to Hashem with a full, true heart, to completely nullify myself to Hashem in truth, to merit to see Hashem in everything I'm going through, in any time I'm going through, to merit to the light of the Torah in holiness and sanctity. The Torah is the main way that godly light is revealed. Only by way of learning Torah you can get to real dvekut. Now when we get to Nirtza, Leil Haseder. We get to Nirtza as the end, is the completion of all of Leil Haseder, all of the work that we did. All of the downloads, all of the light, all the abundance that's coming down. We get to the point of the unification that's actually happening. We go into a feeling, a clear feeling, like a completely decisive feeling. I know what's going on. Mind's made. All there is Hashem. We are all one with Hashem, and we're all clinging to Him. Last page, guys. From the greatness of this emotion, this feeling, we're asking that we'll merit to live this way. Come join us, Reb Sugar. We want you with us. We're talking about yichud, we're talking about unity. Come. Kirag zehu hatov, right? We want to live this way the whole entire year because that's the only way to live properly. The only good life that you're going to have is a life filled with recognition of Hashem. From this wonderful truth, straight away we start to sing Chad Gadia with all this download. We start to sing songs, Shir HaShirim, Chad Gadia, Mi Yodea, right? This is the end of the revelation of our connection and our love that we have with our Father in heaven. And then the little addition, what's the idea of leaning? Why do we lean while we eat? Right? We have a commandment, a mitzvah to lean while we do it, even to the point that if you drink the cup and you weren't leaning, l'chaim, take another one. Right? Don't try this one at home. What's the internal idea of leaning? Leil Haseder yeshna halacha miuchedet shetzarich laechol velishtot b'hasava. You have to eat and you have to drink while leaning. According to Pshat, simple understanding, why do we lean? Back in the day, they used to have those beds that were like to the left, right? From the left, and the feet would go out. Right? It was like a side bed kind of sofa, personal sofa. Chase lounge. That's what they call it. Okay. Right. So you would have these things. Right. So that's where the kings. That's how the kings used to eat and chill. So we also lean to show that we're free. Right? In the way of freedom, I'm leaning, I'm chilling. Internally, what's going on? Seva small. We're leaning to the left. It is us completely leaning on the Shekhinah with full trust. Meaning the leaning of my body, the leaning back of my body, that I'm leaning and I'm trusting and resting on the chair. The whole idea is it's an external action to arouse an internal feeling. Like we're a baby in his mother's arms. Like a baby that's not holding itself at all. The mother is holding the baby by herself. So too we feel that the Holy Shekhinah, it's the Shekhinah that's lifting us. It's the Shekhinah that's holding us. The Shekhinah is doing everything we need for us. We're not doing anything. And we don't have to do anything. This is the internal aspect of the leaning. I have no worries, I have no anxiety, I have no pressure. I'm like a son of a king, I have everything I need. I'm not lacking anything. It's from a recognition that Hashem is doing everything. Because Hashem is everything. It's on Hashem who I can lean and I can trust and I can put my whole entire weight on Him, and I know I'm completely good with full trust. Be'ezat Hashem, may we all be blessed to take all of this in deeper and deeper, and to go through tomorrow night with immense passion to connect to Hashem, but also to recognize that I'm completely nullified to Him, and to lean and to eat and to taste the bitterness and to run away from the klipot and to run away from all the negativity and to download the power to nullify myself to Hashem and to download the power to want to connect to Hashem and everything in between those two sides of the Avodat Hashem. And may we all B'ezat Hashem be zoche to go into Pesach Kasher vSameah. We have Sfirat HaOmer coming up. We have a lot of works of week coming up, a lot of deep things, and this download tomorrow night is the beginning of everything.